Yo, what is going on? It's your boy Els, another video. Starting a bit different today. It's quite early, it's 9 in the morning. It's a Sunday at 9 in the morning, so there will be no traffic today, which is lovely. That is nice. What's that meant to be? Like a waterfall. Sounds about rich. But yeah, today's video, you probably seen it on the thumbnail already, but it's the story of how I crashed and you know what happened to me, and also my brother was involved in the accident, so I'll explain a bit of his side as well, because I've spoken about it a little bit on social media and never really said like what happened, never really went into detail of what happened. So yeah, today I'm gonna explain a bit, and yeah, let's get into the video, man. Well, yeah, before I even start the video, I want to thank everyone for your support, because we hit 1k on YouTube. We hit 1k subs, and that was actually pretty quick, because I think my first video was like 2 months ago. So yeah, man, the support has been like very good, man, especially from like close friends and stuff like that. Everyone's been supporting me very much, so I'm so grateful for that. Oh, I'm gonna put some petrol. I need some petrol. I've got 2 lines. 15 quid on the dot, mate. Thank you, bro. Like I was saying, we hit 1k subs. I think it was like 3-4 days ago. I posted on my Instagram about a giveaway I'm doing. I'm giving away my own personal flip and dip. So if you guys wanna enter the giveaway, if you need a flip and dip, go into my Instagram, and there should be a post there, but I've posted a few things already, so it's gonna be a bit hidden. So I made a highlight for it on Instagram. You just go on my highlight, it says giveaway. You just tap there and then do what the Instagram post says, and then yeah, you'll enter through. Do you know what? Not that many people entered. I think it's like 40 people, so your chances of actually winning are pretty high. So yeah, if you need a flip and dip, make sure you enter the giveaway, man. Some of you guys know, some of you guys don't know. If you have me on Instagram, follow me on LzsRides, you will know that I'm a Christian man. I've been a Christian man for like 2 years and a half, and then last year I stopped being like a Christian, I would say. I mean, I believed in Jesus, but I don't think I really lived for it anymore. I just gave up on it. I just started like smoking, you know, having sex, doing all these things that a Christian man shouldn't be doing, innit? And then yeah, around last year, I went with a few friends to a market. We had some food, we bought clothes. I was with Drems, he was with his girl, I was with LK. I can't remember if he was with his girl or not, but I remember I was being with Drems and LK, and you guys have seen him in the videos already. They're like very close friends to me. Yeah, we went out to eat, we got some clothes, and I was meant to see my girlfriend after that, but we decided to go for a ride. We decided to go out with like a lot of people from the bike community. We wanted to go for like a little ride with everyone. So I went home, I got all my stuff, I got all my clothes, because I knew I was going to see my girlfriend after. So I got all my spare clothes because I was going to sleep in the house. Yeah, so I got all my stuff and then made ways to my friend's house. And then from there we all rode together. There was like, if I'm not wrong, there's a video of it, but there was around like maybe 7-8 of us. I was meant to go by myself, but my brother's tire on his bike was on the thread, so he couldn't ride his bike, so he said, let me go in the back of yours. So I said, go on. I took him in the back of my bike, and I forgot to mention, I bought a back box for the bike literally 3 days before. We was going, we was doing wheelies, we was being idiots basically. Even though I still do it now. I was thinking I was the man, all these things. We got to the link up where everyone was meant to link up. I done a wheelie and I dropped it to 12 o'clock, but because the back box was there, it hit the floor very hard and it threw me off my bike. I went straight into a lamppost, and I don't remember much, but my brother remembers everything because he was like fully conscious the whole time, and he was telling me that we was going around 50 miles per hour, and that's a very fast speed to hit a lamppost. So I hit a lamppost with my hip, like with the right side of my body, and my brother ended up hitting like a pavement like this, and he ended up breaking all the bones in his leg. I'll leave a picture here of how he was in the hospital and stuff like that. As I was laying down on the floor, I just remember pure agony, like pure agony. And my brother was telling me, pray, and I just started praying. I said, like, I don't remember much of the prayer because I was in and out of unconsciousness, but I remember asking God to not let me die that day. I remember they were taking really long to get there, and from the friends that were around there, they just saw me like trying to cough out blood. I kept trying to cough out blood, and then I kept like going to sleep, waking up, going to sleep, waking up. And my friends thought I was gonna die. Yeah, my brother thought I was dead already. He told me after I spoke to him, he's like, yo bro, when I saw you on the floor with your eyes closed like that, I thought you was dead. And then yeah, the ambulance, I think it took 30 minutes to come. They started carrying off my clothes. They left me naked in the road, but for a reason, of course, because they need to see all my injuries and stuff like that. They took me on the ambulance. They took me to the hospital, and in the hospital, my parents were already waiting there, my mom and dad, and they already kind of told them it was a bad accident, but I've had a few accidents already, so they thought it was like something like I might have broken my leg or something like that, but they wasn't expecting me to get there and be so bad. So my brother arrived first, and they told him like Els is worse, Els is really bad, he's gonna be really bad. And as soon as they saw my brother come in, they knew it was really bad because my brother was in a really bad state. My brother broke his femur, his tibia, he torn his ACL, MCL, his whole leg was open, so you can see like his bone and stuff like that. So you could imagine when they said that I was worse, you could imagine how my parents' reaction was. They brought me into the hospital. Yeah, I spoke to my parents. I spoke to my parents for a few minutes before they took me for my x-rays and all these things. And I remember my dad told me that I kept saying I didn't want to die. Like, that was my biggest fear. I kept saying, yeah, if I died, I was going to hell. And I remember that fear. That fear is just like, there's nothing compared to it. After speaking to my parents, I remember my pastor was there as well. He prayed over me, and all I can remember is telling everyone I didn't want to die. Like, that feeling of me like, ooh, that feeling of me like knowing that I was gonna go to hell was so scary. Yeah, they took me for my x-ray, they took me for MRI, I think it is, when they put you in that little tube thing and then it goes like that. Forgive me, I'm not really a doctor or anything like that, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know I was there, and then yeah, my heart gave up in there. Like, my heart fully stopped. They had to take me up. They had to take me out of the MRI scan, and then they had to use the little thing. I don't know the name of it, but they had to resuscitate me. Yeah, they managed to bring me back. They took me again for a scan, and that's when they found out all the damage I had in me. I had two broken bones on my hip. I had 5 broken ribs, a bone broken on my spine. I lost my right kidney. I lost part of my left one as well. I only have 50% of a function of my kidney. And I had damage to my liver, my bowels. I had damage to so much part of my body. Like, I damaged every organ from my hip to my head. All the organs were damaged. They had to take part of my liver off me because it was ruptured. Yeah, as you can hear, like, I should be a dead man. That's like a list that they will tell you when a person is dead. Like, oh, he had this damage and that damage. Before my surgery, my heart stopped again, and they had to bring me back to life. Yeah, even in the ambulance, I forgot to say that in the ambulance they had to use the. I'll just put the name below because I don't even know what the name of it is. Why? You know that thing they go. But yeah, they had to use that in the ambulance, so it was 3 times that my heart stopped. He went into surgery after knowing all my damage and all that stuff. They took out my right kidney, they took a bit of my liver. They try like just leave me in a hospital bed, just like with like not morphine because I can't take morphine, but they gave me like pain medication and stuff like that. But it was so painful that it was unbearable. And if you've broken a bone, you understand that pain. So imagine the pain of losing the kidney and damaging all your organs as well. So the doctors thought it was best to induce me in a coma. I was put in a coma for, I can't remember much. I think it was 5 days, nearly a week. But yeah, I was in an induced coma for that time, and I think they had me in ketamine, if I'm not wrong, through that time as well for the pain. And I remember the coma just being like a very vivid nightmare. I wouldn't even say a dream, it was a vivid nightmare. I was seeing all these weird things, I was having a lot of hallucinations. Like, I don't know, if someone has done like LSD or mushrooms, you understand what I'm talking about. It's like a very intense nightmare. I remember one of the hallucinations I had. It was my mom and my friend came in, and he brought a pastor, and this pastor was praying over me, and I remember hearing it, but my brain was creating another image. And while the pastor was praying for me, I just saw like people fighting over my life, and I saw like warriors and all these things. It was just so weird. I just saw like people shoot each other inside the hospital. You know, now I believe it was like definitely spiritual warfare or something over my life. I was seeing all these things in the coma. I didn't even know I was in a coma when I was in the coma. I low-key thought I was in hell. Like, it was just so like, it was so I don't know how to explain, like disturbing. Like, I wouldn't wish anyone to go in a coma. I've heard stories of people going in a coma and having being good in there, like seeing nice things and all this stuff. But my one wasn't like that. My one was just like a pure nightmare. And yeah, after the 5-6 days, they started trying to wake me up, but every time I tried to like wake up, I would just start screaming in like agony and stuff like that. So they tried to wake me up 3 times. In the 3rd time, they woke me up, and I remember I had tubes in my mouth. I had all these things in me, like I was connected them by my neck, there was pipes in my belly taking out liquids. There was cables in my chest. All these things. I just felt so overwhelmed by all these things. And I remember the tube being inside my mouth was probably the worst thing. It felt so disgusting. Like, if you ever put your fingers like that in your mouth, you understand. It was that feeling of like I wanted to gag it out. Why for that? But yeah, I wanted to like just like push it out. So I tried to rip it out with my mouth. And I remember the nurse came towards me, and then she just slapped my hand. She's like, "What are you doing?" They managed to take it out. I had that because I had a concussion to the lungs. And if you don't know what a concussion to the lungs is when there's such a like hard impact to your lungs that they go like that. And yeah, they had to help me breathe because I couldn't breathe by myself. I was feeling much better, but because they were giving me liquids and I was on dialysis for the kidney, I couldn't eat or drink for like 10 days. They had me on liquids, so of course they'll give me like liquids through my nose and all this stuff, and like food through my nose, but it wasn't like real stuff. It felt so weird. Then I remember asking for water, but they couldn't give me water because when you're on a tube, like on the feeding tube, you can't feed yourself or drink anything. They'll give it to you. And I remember being so thirsty, like all I was thinking about was water. Like that's all I could think about. My mouth was so dry. I was in CCU for 20 days, 14 days, around I think around 2 weeks if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I was there for 2 weeks. It was really bad. Yeah, at CCU, if you ever been there or you've seen your close ones there, you know that place has like a weird feeling to it, like something unsettling in there. One thing that used to happen in there is at night time that place will become different. I don't know why, if it was all the pain medications, but the things you hear, how you feel at night time in there, it just feels so lonely and it just feels really sad in there. Yeah, I was healing up. Doctors didn't know if I was going to get better. They said, look, you're stable right now, but we don't know if you're going to get better. We don't know if you're going to have to go on dialysis. We don't know, all these things. Because when they had me on dialysis in the coma and stuff like that, it was just to help my kidney heal up. And then, yeah, time went past. It was very hard, I'm not going to lie. It was just pure pain every day. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to explain how painful it is. But yeah, I was healing up slowly but surely. They put me into a trauma warden. That's where people had really bad accidents are at. So it's a step below CCU. CCU stands for Critical Care Unit, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, they put me into the trauma ward, and I was there for another 2-3 weeks. I just remember thinking God, where are you? I've prayed and all these things. I remember psychologists came and everything, and I got prescribed with PTSD. So if you don't know what PTSD is when you go through a traumatic event, it kind of scars you mentally. So it takes a toll on you. And yeah, I'll leave a description of what it actually does to you, because I don't really know how to explain it, but I know when you have PTSD, you relive the moments, you get anxiety, you can't function very well. And I remember being in my hospital bed one night, I think it was 3 weeks into the accident, and I was just laying down there and I started praying, I started talking to God, but I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel sad, I didn't feel happy. I was just in shock. And I remember praying to him, just thanking him for saving me. And then I just felt this overwhelming love over me, and I can't explain that feeling, but I just knew God was there with me right there and then. And from that moment onwards, I knew I didn't want to be the same old person. I really wanted to be a Christian man, truly be devoted to Christ. By the will of God, I kept getting healthy. I kept getting stronger, and whoa, this guy's pulling out on me. But yeah, by the will of God, I got healthier. A month and a week into hospital, they released me from it. I thought I was gonna be there for much longer. But yeah, they released me. They said I was healing up very well. My kidney was healing very well. I remember getting home. I was just so happy to be home, having my own food, my own bed. I got in gym. I started coming closer to God as well. One thing I always thought about is, tomorrow is never promised. I remember going on some guy called Jinko. He passed away, I think, a few years ago on a motorbike accident as well. I remember going on his Instagram and it said that tomorrow is never promised. And that really touched me, because he's not here anymore, and that's what he left. That's what he left on his Instagram bio. He said, tomorrow is never promised. And that's one thing that really touched me as well, because I've experienced death myself, and I know tomorrow is never promised. One advice I'll give to people from a person that's been in the hospital bed, has experienced so much pain and all these things. My advice to you would be to seek God, because God truly is real, man. And that day I know He saved me, because many people have died on bikes for even less injuries than me. Yeah, I would say seek God, man. Seek Jesus. That's the true God. And I don't care if I lose subscribers or anything like that. Honestly, I couldn't give a toss if I lose subscribers, because I'm a Christian man and I believe in Jesus. my second advice would be to never idolize these bikes. Like, never make them a god in your life, because that's what I used to do. I used to idolize my bike. It used to make me very prideful, having a bike, being able to wheelie, being that guy doing wheelies. Don't get me wrong, I still do wheelies because that's something I enjoy, but I don't think I'm that guy anymore. It just humbled me. The experience humbled me so much. And that's what I would say to people. Stay humble in these bikes, because these bikes will humble you. I know it's a different video. I know it's just not me doing crazy things. This story had to come out. Like, I really wanted to tell this story to people for a long time, but I've never really found the courage to like speak about it until today. So yeah, I'm very glad I can talk about it, that I'm still alive to talk about it. And this is my testimony, man. So if you like videos like this, me telling stories, even though you won't hear another story like this, because this is probably like the craziest thing that's happened to me. But yeah, if you like this video, you can like, subscribe. It means a lot to me. It helps me a lot. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.